All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning, and hope you're having hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing all right. Yourself?
Doing good, man. Doing good. All right. Let's get to it, guys. So yesterday we had an amazing watch list as usual. Every day this month has been really good. We start off with just like this, like one ticker, and then we got several ones that come up that trade really, really well. So we've seen that quite a bit this month. So that's exciting. Here, what I did was I move your top four up here since we're always looking at those. Might as well keep them on here so we don't keep going back and forth on them. So we have them there. Usually these stocks are
All right.
again they're pretty good to watch anyway to have on a constant basis just to see what's going on. And then here's our main watch list. And then here we got some possibles or stuff that low flow stock for the low flow team. Just kind of get a little bit organized here. Change is good sometimes, so changing things up, see what works best. With that said, we also changed up the chat room tabs. If you have noticed, guys, as Norm mentioned before, so give us some feedback on that. Send us some emails, let us know how that's working out. If there's anything we could do better, we always are looking to improve things. All right, let's get started here with MU. So as usual, let's go over our plays for yesterday, some top highlights. So MU here again. MU continues to trade a lot better at the market open. Let me get this out of the way. Let's get our 1 minute going on here. Okay, so here we go. All right, so MU again trading a lot cleaner, guys. Before MU was very choppy, had a lot of volume yesterday. Look at this beautiful opening range breakdown on MU. Again, you're getting this pullback here almost every single time. And it's not really a rising double because again it's got to really sell up a little higher and it's got to be selling down to be a rising double. This is just a great rejection of almost the high of the pre-market, and you can see how beautiful this open range is right there. So you get a pullback here on the 5 minute and then a beautiful drop all the way down towards this level. You had a moving average here but didn't really hold on to it, blew right by it. So again, MU continues to be very active. 1 minute not as clean as the 5. The 5 looks very clean. You got some really good bars here. The 1 could be a little bit choppy if you're looking to trade it off the 1. Here's AMRN. So AMRN also, again, guys, is just ripped up yesterday. Very nice. A beautiful open range breakup. A lot of you guys took this trade, took great advantage of it. Again, the 1 minute is clean. The 5 is clean. Everything about this, the opening of the stock was clean. I think we mentioned yesterday, it can have a pretty bad pre-market activity and still trade very well. We've seen that very often with AMRN the last couple of days. So you can see here it takes off nicely when the volume comes in, gives you a nice pullback to the VWAP for open range breakup on the 5. Look at the 1, how clean that pullback is as well, holding on the 9 moving average. And then from there it just takes off, just grabs onto the 9 on the 1, bounces off the 9 on the 5 here, and just continues to head higher. So again, just a very nice trade on AMRN. With some really good volume. Once the volume starts dying down, this is when you start getting a little choppy, a little flat here. But overall, an excellent start for the stock yesterday. AMD also had a great opening range breakup on the 5. Look at this beautiful breakout. Comes right back towards the VWAP. A beautiful pullback. Usually, sometimes the pullback might happen right on that 5 minute candle. Right, so you zoom in a little bit here. So on the opening range breakup, you see this 5 here, right? Sometimes the candle might just close up here, and then this will be the pullback, right? So sometimes it happens on the candle, sometimes before. This could have been a great entry depending on how it closed on the 1 minute. Actually, the 1 minute is very clean. Look at that there. And then that's a great entry for opening range breakup. It doesn't give you a lot of continuation after this one pop here. From there, it just kind of goes sideways a little bit. Then you would have been stopped out in this area here. So again, not as clean as MU on AMD. RAD was actually, again, gave people a very tough time at the open. Brian took this for an opening, I think a 1 minute opening range breakup, or I believe that's what he took it on. Took a quick scalp on there, but overall, just look how choppy this thing was on the 5, right? And even on the 1, just sells right back down. Eventually does hold the VWAP and this 9 moving average on the 5. Eventually it does break out, and you could have taken a great entry around this area here. But again, in this area here, I know a lot of people are having a very tough time. It's just look at the 1, how choppy this is, right? So again, not an easy stock to trade, but here you got a nice, beautiful breakout. If you got close to the V up on an entry here, you could have taken advantage of this beautiful pop towards the high of the day, and then some on RAD. DRI we had, but again, just didn't do anything. I don't even know why I kept this one on my list. It's very choppy. Didn't do anything after that. AXM, this one also I had it on the list. Price action was not clean, guys. Again, it's just very choppy here. It did get going after a while, but again, no indication of a good pattern to take a trade here at all. If you look at the 1, you kind of see like a double bottom forming, or at least it holding this level here at 95.35. But then again, it's just not a very clean trade to take here. If you were able to spot this double bottom on the one and then getting above the VWAP and holding, and then this beautiful pullback, that could have been an amazing entry for the crack of the high of the day, plus this 98.37 level we had here, and you can see how beautiful that took off. All right, then PRTK, I believe it was a low flow stock, didn't do much, and APOG, I don't quite remember what this one was, but again, I didn't even look at the way these one traded yesterday. All right, folks, that is what we had yesterday. Let's look at what's going on with the SPY, Norm, as we wrap up this week of trading. I know next week is going to be interesting, also with the holidays upon us. What can we expect?
Yeah, guys. So right now, SPY is up, green just a tiny bit, just under 0.2%. Not neither huge. I mean, just pretty average volume, really. But today we just had our latest GDP revision for third quarter. It came out flat, which was expected. And at 10 a.m., there's a slew of data coming out from personal income and consumer spending in November, along with core inflation, and then consumer sentiment index for December. So we've got those coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern. Big heads up. Today is quadruple witching, which is the expiration of options, third Friday of the month in the last month of the quarter. And this one is the last quarter of the year, obviously. So, most of the big funds and everybody has had a pretty good year with, stocks, the indices up 25% roughly here there. It could be. I would anticipate a little bit of craziness later. There's going to be some adjusting, some rebalancing, all kinds of stuff going on, kind of here to the end of the year. Tax law sales. So just I will personally be extra careful. Window dressing, all that. So I'm going to be super careful myself. If I don't see a perfect setup, I'm going to sit out of the trade. I'd rather lose the trade. And especially in that last hour of the day today, if you happen to trade that time, if you're going to be trading that today, be very careful because of all those expirations today.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So be aware of that, guys, on today's trading, especially at the open. So let's get to it right now. Our gappers list is pretty light, as it has been the majority of this week early on. Then later in the day, we're getting a lot more on here. So let's start with SDC, just pulling up into our gappers list. This one, it is up 2.8 at the moment, 101,000 shares traded so far. We looked at this one before. I believe someone had called it out because the daily looked great. So it's not the first time we looked at it in recent time here. But again, it had a great breakout yesterday. It's a stock that doesn't move really much, guys. I mean, this the entire day just moved 50 cents here. So again, it's not a big mover. You can take a lot of shares to be able to get a great move out of it. Right now, pre-market activity is not looking all that great. It looks like we have one huge block trade right in here, about 62K. That's almost more than half of the volume that's been traded so far. So again, not anything too excited on there. We'll keep it on here to see if it can get going. I do like the daily overall. The daily has some good support here, guys. So this is nice. And usually when you see that type of support holding over a couple of days here, and you have this type of breakout, it can get going here at least towards $10 here if we can catch the momentum. But we'll keep an eye on it. Daily looks great. Everything else kind of quiet at the moment. Let's look at X.
This one's just a heads up that SDC is it's a recent IPO. It has just been hammered. It opened around 20ish. And its value has just plummeted ever since the IPO. It's just been hammered all the way down. It is gapping up a little bit on news of a class action suit against the company being dropped. So that's what's going on there.
So yeah. This chart is horrible. That's a very big hit for these guys. Here we have X. So X, guys, a stock that when it's in play, it is tradable. It is a little bit difficult to trade. It's one of those stocks that it can be very choppy. Today they have some good volume, 601,000 shares traded. They are not down 9.1 this morning, 9.4. So that's a great drop here for us today. Daily, as you can see, it looks very choppy. There are some areas where we can find some levels, so we'll get into those in a bit, but again, just a little bit on the choppier side. I do like the fact that we're in this consolidation area between 14 and 13, looks like. kind of like the base of this area here, the high of the pre-market. We have lost that, so now we have some room to play down here. Hopefully it doesn't get too extended one way or the other, so we can catch a good possible opportunity on this one. So now down 9.3, some great volume. X is definitely in play today. Let's look at our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that
Mm-hmm.
X, they gave updated guidance for the quarter and the year. They mentioned they're going to idle a plant, cut dividends, lay off workers, all kinds of stuff in an attempt to get through the trough in the U.S. steel industry right now. So that's
Oh
what's going
yeah,
on right there.
that is not fun for these guys. So let's take a look at our Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers, LLRX. This one here again, just usually on our list, not looking at anything great, exciting. 2.1 million shares traded, but it's just one of those stocks that does not trade very well at all. ACTT. Nothing happening here. A couple of block trades creating this 1.3 million shares traded. So look at this daily as well. I mean, this is, wow, this got to be one of the worst daily charts I ever seen. It doesn't get worse than that here. So INPX penny stock, we'll skip that one. FCEL, also another penny stock that's always making a way to its list here, to our list, a NASDAQ active. TCON, this one, TCON, has had a pop a couple of days ago. It's doing some stuff right now, but also just this daily. Look how the candles are overlapping each other one, trading under $5. Again, just not really all that clean. You do have 670,000 shares traded right now, but just notice how that volume is being traded. It's just not all that active and clean at the moment. So again, just not a fan of this type of stocks. Let's check the flow also just to see what we got going on here. Yes, a lower flow on top of that. So on top of it, not looking great. It is a very low flow, which is, on these type of low flow stocks, you really want to see some good trading, like we have seen on some low flows that are actually in play. This one is not one that you want to be trading. OCGN, nothing going on there. ABEO, ABEO had a nice pop yesterday. Today, 511,000 shares traded. Daily looks interesting. I like the way the daily's forming here. This is nice. Let's see if we can get something out of this one. ABEO, what's the float? All right, 33, so a little bit on the higher side. We could take a look at ABEO, see what's going on there. Again, this one is down quite a bit. Volume is light though. No, I'm sorry, excuse me. No, I don't know what volume is not populating here. 512 is the volume, so this is good for us to watch. All right, so that's ABEO. Let's head down to AMD. So AMD this morning is inching up, guys. It's slowly just trying to, break out of this 43 area. I mean, we're not getting a nice big squeeze and pop, but today could be the day, the way it's lining up right now. It's got some decent volume. The daily chart looks great. Why this thing keeps changing? Right, here we go. The daily chart looks great. I think it's definitely worth keeping an eye on AMD this morning. Got some good volume. The daily chart continues to be amazing. Hopefully we can break out of this. We broke out of 43, which is what we're looking for. Every time we break out of 43, we cannot hold, right? So look at the breakouts, 43, 43, 43, 43. Every time we break out of it, we come back down. Today we're already above it. So let's see if we can get some momentum going. NBRV, nothing going on here, guys. More of a penny stock. And then we have, we're going to go skip down to Tesla. Tesla this morning. It's gapping up 1.2. I think this is worth watching. Tesla has just been unbelievable. I mean, just look at this here. All-time highs right now on Tesla. I mean, it's just any more news. Norm was just the hype continuation going on here.
I think we're headed to 420, man.
I'm with you. I am with you 100%. I think this thing is just surprising a lot of people.
I think it's a weird technique. It's a weird level, but that's what he called out a year ago, and I think it's a magnet on that stock.
Yep. Lee W in our chat, which just mentioned 420 secured. That is great. All right, guys. So we'll definitely watch Tesla. Good activity, good volume. Again, it's just been very nice to trade. Actually, you know what? How did it trade yesterday? I did not have it on my list, but I know Andrew
traded like a beast, man. I'm so pissed at myself.
Oh, look at this.
I had it on my list, and I traded EMU instead, and I wish I would have punched myself in the face and traded Tesla. I thought I'd missed the move. Yeah, and it still had such a long way to go.
It's funny because this is your type of stock,
those
man.
wicks freak. Yeah, it was, man. Those wicks freaked me out. Those first 3 or 4 wicks you see there.
Yep.
And then it just took off, and I wasn't in a position to take it at that point. So.
Yeah. No, that's a shame, man. Great trading day yesterday for Tesla. So definitely keep an eye on this one, guys. Just look at the daily. I mean, it's just ripping
Yeah.
here nicely. Next on this list, Nasdaq gainers, Tcon. Again, we don't like the way this is setting up here. It doesn't look clean. It has volume up 28%, but just nothing that looks exciting about this daily chart that we want to trade. Next, LTBR, no volume. AVCO. This one has a horrible daily, no
No
volume.
volume.
Yeah, SCHL. This one, no volume. We skipped that. MRNS, nothing going on there. We have looked at this one in the past, but not much going on at this moment. BNTX, always on this list, but nothing happening today. PRTA, nothing going on. SAVA, also light on the volume. Evoke, also very light on the volume. And the last one, NLNK, also extremely light on the volume. Nothing going on there.
Are you right? You ready for some to add, Carlos?
Yes, I am. Give them to me.
All right. KMX, CarMax,
Yep, here we go.
Nike, NKE, BB, BlackBerry, WGO, Winnebago.
WGO. All right, excellent.
Yep.
All right, good, nice, nice. All right, we got some good ones here. So, let's walk through this. Normal KMax, CarMax. What do we have for them today?
Yeah, so CarMax reported earnings, and their earnings overall were weak, but their same store sales were good. So that's kind of a little bit of conflicting data there. Overall, they're down on the weak EPS, but that's what's going on there.
Okay, excellent. Then here we have Nike. Now, did Nike reported yesterday, I believe, right?
Nike reported, yep, correct.
Okay.
Nike reported last night, and they've got some issues. Their earnings really weren't that bad, but they've got some issues with tariffs, so that's hitting them a little bit.
Okay, all right. And then here we
Plus,
have.
they've really had a hell of a run
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. I mean, they've been tearing it up, so there's nothing to complain about. If we go back, look at this August drop here, and they were trading at 79. They're at 99 now, hitting 101. So that's a great move for these guys. And then we have BlackBerry here, it's making a move. That's nice.
Yeah, this one's on earnings as well. They reported this morning. The one thing about this is their earnings numbers are non-GAAP, generally accepted accounting practices. So their non-GAAP earnings look pretty good, but their GAAP earnings aren't that great. I'm really kind of curious to see what happens with this one.
Okay, all right. I do like the way that the daily is right now, though, because we did break out of this $5.80, and then also this 5.63 as well. So we've broken out of that area. We are sitting right at the top of this gap down, so that could be interesting. Can we break out of that and head higher? So we'll see what BlackBerry is going to do today. And WGO this morning, we have a possible breakout happening on the daily here. What's the news on these guys today?
So they had earnings. This company was on fire a few years ago, and it's millennials wanting RVs. It's been kind of a weird story to me over time. But anyway, nevertheless, they had earnings that were up and popping on that, but I really like the daily, especially if expanded out to about a year time frame. This consolidation period, like you said, it looks like it's about to break out from this.
Yeah, no, definitely like the way the daily's setting up. Now, this all-time high, I'm assuming here around 51.72 looks like. So again, that could be exciting.
No, it's all-time high on this. I think is close to 60, 58ish or so from a few years ago.
Okay, 2017. Yeah. All right, so we're at least at 52-week high here, and again, just the daily looks very exciting, guys. Looks like it's ready to pop and hopefully test this recent high here at 52 weeks. All right, so that's the WGO. So we got quite a bit here. That looks great, guys. What do you guys have on your end that's not already on this list? On this list, we're going to go over them, in more detail. So what else you guys have that you like? All right, let's look at LK. LK has been making some noise recently. LK's daily chart looks great. Volume is not all that great right now, but the daily looks nice here, like it wants to break out. Hasn't been able to the last couple of days, struggling quite a bit here, but I know they have some pretty good, decent days within this consolidation period that they're having here. So, again, just nothing too exciting on the pre-market action right now, but the day looks amazing though, so this could be a good possible to watch later on, unless there are any significant news that can cause this to break out. It's kind of pretty quiet at the moment. FDC, yes, I'm sorry, SDC. Yeah, had a big breakout yesterday. Right now the volume is a little bit light. The breakout was nice here. What I like about it is that it held, so you can get a positive continuation. It's up another 2.3 today again, and it's leaving an area where it tested several times down here. This $8 mark has been support for quite a while now. So if it can get going, you possibly have some areas of this moving average is 950. You have some areas, some room to run here if it can catch some fire. Let's look at FFIV. So FFIB, this one pre-market is pretty crappy right now, though. Not a great pre-market activity. Someone had mentioned. Oh, we were in the chat room late yesterday, after hours. I think this one has some news. It came over on Squawk. This is where I remember this from. They were purchasing somebody else. So I remember that. So again, right now, guys, not really a lot of volume. Very, very light. I like the drop here. It's kind of somewhat holding onto this area here. But also look at the daily. The daily is very choppy too, guys. I don't know about this stock. I wouldn't be. I know it has some news on it of them purchasing somebody, and usually the purchaser drops a little bit, as you can see here. But again, I don't want to have no part of this. This stock just doesn't look great. Let's look at BA. BA, nice comeback of 320 here. That looks nice. So again, BA looks great for a possible long situation here. Let's get BA on both charts. But again, just very light on the volume right now, and also the pre-market just not looking all that great at this moment. Now that's typical for BA not to have great significant volume unless there's specific news that has recently come out. Obviously, they got a lot going on with the 737 aircraft that's having a lot of issues and possibly halting all kinds of manufacturing on it. So again, it could just get stuck in this range, right? We're hitting an area of resistance here at 335. We got a range now of 320, so it can go either way. It can bounce here and come right back down. But right now the volume is too light for us to look at for a possible this morning. We do have Roku here. Let's look at Roku. Norm's top 4. Let's just go through these now. So Roku seems to be getting active now. We got a 91,000 shares traded. Yeah, I like Roku. So if it has done a base here. And any minute Roku can take off and hit these 170s, 180s again. So again, right now this is looking nice. Pre-market is starting to get going nicely though. So I like the pre-market activity. With that said, let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia was great yesterday, guys. Just a beautiful breakout. Again, we've been talking about this breakout from here for the last couple of weeks or so, and it's been happening today. They also look very good. I mean, look at this pre-market action right now, 112. They're up 1.4. So again, this is looking great here, very strong. Let's look at Facebook. Same situation with Facebook as well, guys. Again, you can see here, nice breakout above this 203, I believe we were looking at. So we had the breakout yesterday as well. And today we can possibly get some kind of continuation. We're sitting right above the previous day close on this one. Apple still has not broken out, so keep an eye on Apple. Look at the consolidation happening here, guys. It's very tight consolidation after being strong for a couple of days. So again, it's just taking a break here. I don't think the stock wants to sell back down. The market has been great to it. What's your thoughts, Norm?
I've pretty much wiped this one for the moment until it gets a catalyst. This
Right.
280 number is pretty significant on some fundamental levels. Based on earnings and current market valuations, 280 is pretty much where most analysts think this is fairly pegged. It's had some upgrades and it's had some price targets that are above this. But I just, especially until we get to the new year, could be completely wrong. This thing could bust out today. But that's just my take. Trading Apple so much, I'm kind of it's on the back burner. It's on the back burner for me right now compared to everything else that we've got going on.
Yeah. I mean, just the run, guys. The run has been incredible. So it could just stay here. If that is the case with that 280 number, it could just stick around here for a while and not do much, or give you a pullback. We'll see. So all right, so that's Norm's top 4, guys. I think out of all these, Nvidia looks so interesting on the pre-market, and also Roku. Roku's got some room because Roku's made a base here already, guys. It's got some room to head up here. You got 150 there. You got 167 up here. So you got several levels here that you can hit on Roku, and the pre-market just continues to get more volume. So I'm not sure there's any news out there for Roku at the moment. Let's take a look at Netflix. Let's see what Netflix is up to. Yeah, Netflix had a great couple of days here, ran up nicely, hitting some good daily levels. I'm going to remove them now because it's too congested now that we have our highs and lows on here. So it could be a good one today. Volume is a little bit light, so it's kind of like a secondary, third list on here, not really on a primary list at the moment. But again, it's had a really nice run. I think the move we were looking for was this one here, this breakout. We got that. And then we got the continuation today. I'm not sure if it has the strength to keep going up to that 340. That might be tough to do. You also have some, again, it's just too extended right now. And you have some moving averages here that we're leaving, so we got to be careful with that as well. It might just pull back today. We'll see. All right, guys, what else we have? Let's look at our YouTube chat room. We'll go through over a few. Roku, we looked at. We actually have on our list. I think Roku may make our final list. ATR. Hold on a second.
No, I think is.
Yep.
I think he's talking about AR.
Oh, actual ATR. Okay. All right, so let's look at Air. So Air this morning, guys, great pop here. Looks nice, but again, the volume is very light. Pre-market activity is not looking great, so we're gonna have to bypass on this one. SCHW, what's going on with these guys? Consolidating, not much happening. I don't see anything exciting on the daily. I mean, it did the move already when they announced they were getting together with TD or purchasing TD Ameritrade. So TD Ameritrade will be a part of Schwab. But again, not much happening there. Just consolidating, no volume at the moment. SCHL. Did we look at this one?
We already looked at that one. Yeah, we did. There's still no volume there.
Still no volume there. Let's look at this one here. AXSM. We had this one yesterday. Let's see what it's doing today. ASSM. Yep, could be good for continuation, guys. Not a lot of volume. Very, very light on the volume, guys. Only 8,000 shares traded. So again, not much going on here. Not saying that it cannot take off and be a good continuation, but right now it's just the volume is way too light. Let's look at BABA. What they are up to this morning. Wow, BABA's slowly just kind of making his way up here pretty nice. Well, kind of like Nvidia and these other stocks have been doing, right? It's just been trading so well with the market and everything. But then this one is trading nicely here, guys. I don't see great pre-market action on it. It's got some volume, might be cracking over 100 pretty soon, but again, just nothing really exciting at the moment on BABA.
Since we're I don't trade the Chinese stocks often. If we're going to talk about them though, above BABA, I like Baidu. Baidu on the daily looks really interesting, and it just broke through its 200 daily. So
yeah. See, this is a lot better because you have areas of resistance that you're trying to break out from. So if you get that going, you can get a nice squeeze and get going. BABA, it's kind of extended.
Pull it back a little bit further too.
Yeah,
pull it back a little further too, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh,
it's rounded out this bottom, and now has a potential gap to fill.
Yep. This is actually a good one to have on our list as a secondary to be able to see what's going to happen later on in the mid morning. Or if it hits our scanners, right? Turbo breakup can be a good indicator this thing is caught on some fire. And look at the room we have to go here, guys. A lot of empty space up here. So Baidu is great. All right, we'll do a few more. CCL and then RAD. We'll do those two, and then we'll go to announcements. CCL, what do we have here? Guys, no volume, very light right now. Only 11,000 shares traded. So again, that's nothing great at the moment. We need volume to be able to have these on our main watch list at the open. Let's look at ARD for positive continuation. Yes, positive continuation on ARD. I like the way the volume is setting up now. It didn't sell off. I don't know if it'll fade. It could be a fade. Again, these type of stocks, it can go either way, but I think this might. I feel long bias on it for some reason. At least to try to test this 1250 and maybe come back down. But again, I'm not seeing anything great right now on it, so I'm not gonna have it on my list. I think we have some other really good ones here that have a lot going on for them. But we'll throw it down here as a possible. I don't think we'll make it, but we'll check how it looks later on around 9:15 or so. All right, folks, let's head over to announcements, and then we'll come back and do our levels of support and resistance.
Yeah, so as we've mentioned, the new website's going to launch soon. We would really like to put some member testimonials on there. So if you go there in the member tab, once you sign in and you have all the choices along the left-hand side of the screen at the very bottom, it says write a testimonial. We would very much appreciate it. It takes about, just a short testimonial. You don't have to put your full name. You can put your initials, anything you like. You also can put a headshot if you would like to put on there, and we're very appreciative of any honest reviews that you can give us that we can include on the new website. New tabs in the chat room came out yesterday. They are callouts and swing trading, and I just want to say, remind people. So this is a work in progress. We're going to try to make it so that it works. We talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people talk about the noise that goes on in the main chat. So let's try to do our best to keep these very clean. if you see something that we're not watching at that particular time, put it in the call outs. If you see, if we haven't talked about MU and Andrew's not trading, nobody's trading MU, and you see MU's about to break out, MU about to break out from such and such level, something like that. Let's keep the idle chit chat to a minimum in there, just so it's as clean as possible. Same thing with swing trading. The swing trading obviously moves a little bit slower. So, if you chat a little bit on that, that's kind of a different story. But just please do your best to abide by that. Also, utilize the off topic as it's needed for. We haven't reminded people in a long time, but let's do our best to keep all the chat tabs, channels clean. Also, new scanner contest still going on. If you've created one and trade ideas and you have not submitted it, we'd love to see it. You can win an iPad or an iPhone, be voted on by the community, and we will add them to our scanners, trade idea scanners that are up in the room all day. And one more thing on the chat room, you'll see that there is now a contributor tab. That is for people that are, experienced members that really exert some effort to help other people out. We have worked really hard to make this chat room something that is a resource for people. It's not a call out chat room. It's not a follow chat room. We've got a bunch of experienced traders in here that have been doing this full-time or part-time seriously for a long period of time. And, so those people are going to be rewarded with that contributor badge. So Lee W., thank you. You are in here every day or almost every day and really just do a ton for the room, man. Meetups coming up. January 18th in Seattle. Check out the forums. Maybe you'll post the link. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube and you have not been in the chat room, you'd like to give it a try, you can do so with discount code premarket24 for the 1 week trial. Premarket24. It does not auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. That is all I got, buddy.
All right, guys, let's rock and roll and get this list together here. So let's start over with SDC. We'll bring this, here we go. All right, so let's start with SDC, guys. This was on our gappers list this morning. Still, the volume's not looking great. I mean, I do like the support here. I like the possible breakout, but again, I just think the pre-market activity with this candle sitting here with 62,000 all on this one move is not really active. So I'm just going to remove this one here, guys, from this list. So we'll take this one out. Let's get this one removed out of here. X, right? So X on here, guys. This one is, I think this is going to be great today. It's got the volume. We are sitting at a level of support. Low of the pre-market sitting right at 12.11. We'll do that. And then above that, pre-market high is right at 13. So we can mark that as well. This seems to be the, again, this daily chart here is horrible, guys. This is just not clean. It's just kind of been consolidating, right? If you kind of draw a line, you kind of have some consolidation happening here. So that 13 seems to be the bottom of somewhat of a consolidation happening here. Again, not really all that clean on the daily. The price action, though, the price action right now is sitting on a nice level that I want to mark. This 1250 here. You can see areas of support happening here. Also here, resistance, support again, resistance. So I think this level here, this 1250, is definitely a significant one that you want to have on your list right on there. Although the price is on there right now, if the price moves away from that, you want to have that on your list. Then towards the bottom, guys, you have 1211 low of the pre-market. Below that, we do have this area here, 1143. So let's mark that down. And then all the way down here, right here at around 1030, we do have a level of support. Several days bouncing off of that. I don't think we'll get all the way down there from 1250, but again, that's a very clean area where you can clearly see some support happening here on the daily. All right, so that is X above the high of the pre-market, guys. Just look at the congestion here. Plenty of stuff going on. Do not need to add any more there. ABEO was on our, I believe, on our NASDAQ active list, but this one here, or I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know how we got this one, ABEO. Either way, this one here, it's on here. Volume is great. Pre-market activity is starting to get going a little bit. It's a lower price stock, so again, not really a fan of these type of stocks. We'll do some levels for. I don't think it's gonna make our final list. We do have shares for sure. Let's just check the flow is 33, so that's good. So 321 low of the pre-market. Below that, we have a very nice level here, 273. Look how clean this level is. When you have a clean daily chart like this one, guys, this is a very clean daily chart. You have the consolidation period here, then you have the breakout. The retest of this level it broke out from, and then the breakout again, right? The continuation. So again, 273, very clean level there. you definitely want to have that on your list. And also the bottom of this consolidation period, 219, could be a good one as well. Towards the top, guys, plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. After this breakout it had yesterday, we're gapping down nicely today, 31%. So definitely worth keeping an eye on this one. Pre-market activity is not looking like clean but active, right? Clean, I mean, is that you don't have a nice flow to it, but we do have a lot of activity happening in this pre-market activity this morning. So let's look at AMD. So AMD's daily guide looks great. Looks like it wants to break out here. Let's look at the weekly. I don't think we're all-time high on AMD. I didn't think we was. Oh, we already did this. 41 bucks, 41.10. So we're all the way up there at 41.10. I think you also need to look out again. Whole dollar numbers. Here's 44. You gotta look at that, and you gotta look at 45, 41, 45.10. So you gotta be aware of those numbers. But AMD has not broken out just yet out of this 40, 43.50 35 area. Again, the day looks interesting, looks strong right now. Pre-market activity starting to get going. We do have some good volume for AMD, and we're up 1%. So definitely worth keeping an eye on this one. Here is Tesla, guys. I think Tesla is one to watch closely today. I'm with Norm. I think this thing does want 420. I mean, it's just trading so well right now. We're sitting at all-time high. So your only level up here is 411. That is all you have. Everything else towards the bottom is already posted for you. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, plus your previous day close line on here already. So all that's set up for you. As you can see on Tesla, pre-market also is looking very great. Testing that 411 twice already, and looks like it wants to go and test it one more time. CarMax, so right now pre-market actions looking a little bit flat. Started to get going when Norm mentioned it earlier, right? Started to do something here, and then it's just kind of dying out a bit. But I do like the daily. I do like the fact that we have lost this area of consolidation we'd had here over the last couple of days, and between 197 again. So let's do some levels on here. We have 92.14. We have this level here, area of 94, very close to the price action. But you can see this is a beautiful hold of this support of 94. Also within this consolidation, you have several days, bouncing off that 94 on here. So it was resistance when it was breaking up towards this area. Held that 94, broke out of it, came back and kind of retested. You have some days that kind of went under it here, and also a couple of days here. But overall, that 94.08 after doing this little bounce here becomes more important now than it was while this consolidation was happening. So 92.14 under that one, and then below that one more here, very clean, guys, very clear, 90.85. Look at the resistance, look at the resistance, look at the support on the way back up there. So plenty of levels there towards the top, guys. I think the only one you want to add on here, I know this is not the cleanest consolidation, but look at the wicks, right? The wicks are all bouncing off that same level. That is 96.16. They're all bouncing from that, right? Look at the rejection, and you can see also here now the support. So that 96.16 is the only thing you really have to add in between your price action and the top high of the pre-market is close to where this 100 level is. Plenty of levels in here also. So again, just don't add any more. But this 96.16 I think is a good one you want to have on there, because there's just so much touches being done to that 96.16. Let's look at Nike. So Nike here, guys, again, very active this morning. Coming back, was down here hanging around 99. Now it's coming back a bit. Let's do some levels for this. So towards the bottom, we have right on here 98.13. I think it's a good one. And then all the way down here, the base of this consolidation, 96.72. I don't think you need to add any more. Towards the top, previous day close, and highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Now, these guys reported yesterday, and their news was not bad. It was actually good. So while they're gapping down this morning, Norm had mentioned it's just based on tariff from China, not really the actual earnings. They had great earnings, so we'll see how that reacts today. It's coming back a bit here. It was down as much as 1 point something, but now it's recovering a bit, so be on the lookout for that. BB, guys, we had some news on BB. What we like about BB is the possible breakout of this gap that they had before here down to 634. High of the pre-market sitting already at 645, so we did tip our heads above this level of resistance here. And then towards the bottom, I think you have plenty of levels towards the bottom. You got the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days that we're breaking out of. Within this area here, below the price action, you really do not have any good clean levels, because we have not done much activity recently in this area. Look, this is all clean here, right? So just look out for that $6 mark, 605. There's no moving averages there neither. So again, just very clean area. I think there's no really significant level you can mark on there besides looking at the price action and the whole dollar numbers, right? You can mark down 6 if you like as a reference. I just mark down that right on there. Next, WGO. So this one, possible breakout. The volume is still not on there, but they got some news today that can make them go that can make them hopefully get higher here. 50.99 is the high of the pre-market. We do have another pop all the way up here, 51.91, and then towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days with all the consolidation that is listed already on here for you. Moving averages, previous day close, all in this area between 49 and 47. So we'll see if this thing can get going. Might not make our final list, guys. Volume right now is just a little bit light, but it'll be great for a secondary to watch. Baidu, on the other hand, also has a beautiful possible breakout. One is going to be on our secondary list. We're not going to do any levels for this one, but this also has a nice possible breakout if we get some good news with the markets today. So ARD, guys, I know we mentioned this one for a possible on YouTube for a possible fade or continuation today. It can go either way. Volume is great right now. Pre-market activities look like it's starting to get going. 160,000 traded at the moment. I am going to mark down the high of the pre-market sitting at 1209. Above that, we have the high from yesterday, and we have some levels here that still look pretty good, right? 1160 is great off this rejection here. 1097, and we have 1040 and 942. I don't think you need to put any more on here. We got plenty for ARD that we can watch on. So that is the watch list we have so far, guys. We gotta fine tune this a little bit more. So Andrew's gonna come on now and start working on his watch list. But right now, ABEO. Actually gonna take ABEO off. I'll give you guys my main watch list and while Andrew gets all set up. So we have X, AMD, Tesla, CarMax, Nike. BlackBerry is Apostle, so I'm going to move it down here. And WGO is also Apostle that we're going to move down here for now. All right, folks, that is our list. Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing
Good morning, everyone. Carlos, I thought you were doing the fine listing of watch list. I'm in no mood at all to think. I can discuss your watch list. I'm so sorry. Yesterday I had, I went to bed way too late, and it was my family Christmas party, so some drinking.
Nice. Congrats.
I am in absolutely no mood of cognitive ability last trading day. But yeah, so I think RAD, I was actually watching the RAD because of yesterday move, and it just hit our gappers scanner. So I think RAD is interesting, for a possible continuation for a long. If it drops to the VWAP around 12, might be a good opening range breaker, but we have to see. It might actually open this week. X is in the watch list, guys. I remember X is it used to be very, very difficult to trade. Extremely difficult. It's very choppy. Not choppy, but it just pops up and down. So you got to be really careful trading X. Right now we have these levels at 1213 and 1262. We had these levels from back those times that we were trading it. So just be mindful of X if you want to take a position, and you can still trade it. It goes really well, but you have to give it more room and be a little bit patient with it. Just the nature of the stock that is being traded. And STC hit the scanner. No activity. I like the daily chart. That squeeze pop up, had a big day yesterday, and now we are going toward a bunch of levels. We had this moving averages, but there's not a lot of activity. It's just one big block trade, and that's caused hitting the scanner. But if you really want to go up, there is a possibility of a move toward back in October we had this level that possibly can go, but I don't like the price action right now. CCL. Oh, what happened? Yeah, well, we used to trade CCL in the past. There's an earning, huh? Yeah, so that's good. That's good. So yeah, CCL definitely can be in play for us. Let's find some levels for that. How come the earnings came so late? So there is one here, there is one here, and then there's one comes all the way down. Usually earnings are not coming. Yeah. Okay, so CCL would be good. MU definitely. I'll watch an MU. Apparently AMD is also moving toward an all-time high. So both MU and AMD would be interesting too. So I'll put an eye on that. MU really couldn't hold the gap, so sold off, but it still is very active. So I'll keep on that. What else? What else people were discussing in YouTube? Is there anything else? Tesla is definitely in play. You know, everyone's talking about Tesla. So, yeah. Oh man, 411. Beautiful. Yeah. So Tesla is in all-time high. That's for sure. Tesla definitely would be a watch list. Yeah. So that's good. But you know, that's the thing, Lee. Usually, when they release the transcript, those transcripts, there's a lot of things that most of the action happens usually when they release the transcript. Based on my experience, usually when the transcript of the conference call is released, the whole conference call itself doesn't really make a huge impact. Yeah, so 420, that's for sure. We'll go for it for. Yeah, okay, so I think that's it. All right, so definitely look into that. Roku popped up a little bit. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, again, Roku, when it was in this range, it was really difficult to trade. But now it looks like it wants to pop up toward these moving averages. So potential move up to the Roku as well. Tesla is in all-time high. Yeah, okay, so I think that's it pretty much. And then stuff would hit the scanner after that. So it's about 10 minutes. I don't know, Brian, what do you have? You want to comment? LXRX, yeah, LX today I'm not in a good mood for. Yeah, especially these low floats gapping down become very difficult to trade. LXRX, I think we actually traded LXRX in the past. It's actually not very low floats. 100 million shares float, market cap of $470 million. It's almost as how much is Brian worth? $470 million. But yeah, this one is not very low float, just lower price. And yeah, so we can definitely look at LXRX as well, gapping down. Did Scott what you know? Let's see how they manipulate this stock. In the pre-market, it went up to $6, and now it's at $4. They manipulate these stocks. The stock was gapping up 50%, and now it's down 10%.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Oh, Nike. Let's look at Nike too.
Oh, yeah, Nike.
Nike is making all-time high. Is it the all-time high, Nike?
Pretty close. I think so. Wonder what Lulu does.
Nike's good too.
Lulu definitely. Lulu might be in play too.
Lulu, my favorite brand.
Lulu.
It's only 2,000 shares volume. How is that?
Yeah, it's only, yeah. It's not. It's just might move up with Nike.
With Nike, yeah.
Because in Nike, I think really the reaction you're getting with Nike is it's had this big run over the course of the year, and it's I think it's over 30 times earnings, which is pretty expensive for retailer. So probably some profit taking.
Let's see, STC. Yeah, I don't like STC that much actually. Yeah, I think I would just keep this one. Okay,
generally,
yeah.
like X.
Someone mentioned KMX too. Yeah, how come
I don't
this
like.
one didn't hit the scanner? Because of the volume, I think. But yeah, KMX is actually good. I'm actually looking at KMX as well. It just did hit the scanner now. They didn't have a lot of volume. I did hear about KMX. So yeah, we can definitely put KMX and watch. Let's find any levels on KMX.
You got one. You got a level down around 91.30. 91.30. Sort of 93.20-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, this one can go down really well. So yeah, definitely I put it here, KMX.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that one for like a rising devil trade. See if it pops up.
Nice.
Take it short.
Tesla is really extended. The RAD is also extended. CCL, just put it up here. And XRX over here. I put Nike over there. And
Nike.
all right, so I'll put everything over there. So I'll be back in a second, guys. Sorry.
Nike. Yeah, I'm not too keen on Nike actually. I just think it feels like it's trying to find a direction. Like I said, there's people in there taking profits. Biogen could be a mover today too. That's pretty expensive stock. All right. Well, we got 6 minutes to the open. We got time. The SPY is moving higher. All right. RAD's doing a bit of a pullback. It's Boeing. Boeing had some news this morning. Something about their spaceship didn't get into the right airport and into the right orbit. I don't know how you make that mistake, but kind of liking that one.
All right, guys on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us this week for our pre-market show. We're going to get ready to wrap it up here and start getting ready for going live at 9:30. Once again, have a great trading day this Friday. Enjoy your weekend. If you're taking off and you're going on vacation, enjoy your holidays next week. We'll see you next week, 8:30 Eastern time. Again, take care. Great weekend. Trade safe. Be disciplined today. You want to go into your Friday knowing that you traded very well and that you follow your rules this Friday. So take care, guys.